What's good, YouTube? I thought I'd take this time to get caught up on some of these games, man. Right now, I'm saying what's up with New York and Connecticut. And I want to talk a little bit about the Chicago Sky. But looking at New York, man, and I know Connecticut is probably, they definitely one of the worst teams in the league. A lot of it has to do with just lack of continuity. And then, of course, mediocre talent pretty much all over the place, man. But New York Liberty, Lord have mercy. I'm about to turn this shit off, man. They're up 29-13 already in the first quarter. Connecticut like 13 points, man. They can't get nothing going. New York is just like, they just in mid-season form already. And this is the thing I've been noticing so far with pretty much all the teams that are, in the top spot right now. It's all really about continuity. And that continuity has more to do with what's going on than even the talent. Now listen, don't get me wrong. New York is talented as hell. Talented out the gazoo. You know, John Quell, Stewie, you already know. Sabrina, and they added Cloud. They're unbelievable. They just busting people behind, busting them up. You know what I mean? But if you look at the game where they had the most trouble, I think, or a game where they had some trouble, and that was against the Fever. You notice like the Fever, first of all, match up kind of well with them to a degree, and then the Fever are one of the teams with continuity, though they're not, hasn't shown all the times, but they have continuity. When they come in there, they get together, they motivated. They got Caitlin Clark on the floor with, when they got their big three, Clark, Kelsey and Aaliyah, and they own all cylinders, and they got Lexi out there on all cylinders and so on. And if just one of the others just show up, whether it's Bonner, whether it's Howard, or Cunningham, or any of them just show up, they can run and kind of compete. But my point is, it's that continuity that is the reason. And this is just what I wanted to kind of say about the Chicago Sky, man. I think, man, we really, really being a little hard on the team, and I do get it. But a couple of things we do have to, number one, remember that this thing for real is always a marathon and not a sprint. It's not about who comes out looking the best out the gate. It's never about that, man. I can recall a game last year where Chicago Sky, a team last year, a lot of people are saying this is a better team, which I got to really think about again, which I got to really revisit. But that team beat New York on a random night. You know what I mean? Those types of things can happen. That team actually beat the Aces one game. Those things can happen. So I don't get so caught up in it, especially this early, man. What are we? 7 games in, 8 games in. You know what I mean? You got 44 games, so I don't get too. It's a lot of basketball left. I don't get too caught up in it. But I think the team needs a little bit of grace that is there because of lack of continuity. You just added, a point guard. Vandersloot, who never played with Angel, never played with Camilla. You added Kia Nurse, who never played with Angel, never played with Camilla, never, to my knowledge, played with Vandersloot. You added Ariel Atkins, who I believe never played with any of them. So there's a process that deals with, number one, and then with the coach. I've been killing him, I ain't gonna lie. And there's a lot of things he's done I don't like, and so on. But at the same time, I think there should be some leeway there for giving a guy some credit for, making adjustments and stuff like that. I mean, if you want to be hardcore, that's fine too. But I'm deciding to look for little things, man. I get it. Some things are like really dumb and egregious. I do get that. But I noticed I noticed a couple of improvements. I knew I had a problem with a lack of him using calls and challenging referees. We saw a little bit more of that in the last game. You know, the way he's using Angel Reese. I don't really have anything positive or negative to say about it. I think it's more like he's trying to figure out what exactly to do. How much you want her to handle the ball? How much you want her to just in the post? How much you want her, doing other things as far as setting screens and dishing to players. I think it's just a process of trying to figure out your team. What do I have? Who does what best? And what best way to utilize them? And I think we haven't really given them a reasonable uh, time. Nisa Morrow comes and shoots a three. We haven't given them a reasonable time to kind of figure that stuff out, man. I'm definitely probably frustrated, like most of you, when it comes to HVL, how she's underutilized. Um, and this leads to us being confused about is she even good at all? And I'm just telling y'all, just like with Ariel Atkins, a lot of y'all was asking that question. That never entered my mind when it came to Ariel Atkins. I was just always about she just needs more shots. But some of you, because of her numbers early on, were really asking. Y'all was saying she ain't got it no more. I was saying a lot of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? And I say the same for HVL. Wait till she has sufficient time out there and she's being used. Plays ran for her, things like that that makes what she's doing easier. You know, to kind of judge, man, whether or not she's a bust, whether or not she's a good pick, all of that kind of stuff. It's just a little too early for a lot of that, man. Shout out to Angel Reese who just released her sneakers, man. Um, I forget what they were called, but them Jones was fire. Them joints she was wearing in the last game. I heard they've been selling pretty good, so shout out to her for that, man. Um, Doing her thing. And even when it comes to her, I know a lot of y'all coming in my comment section. Most of you, mostly Caitlin Clark fans, who want me to be so hard on Angel Reese in order to prove to you that I'm not biased or anything like that. What you got to understand about me is I really don't engage in a lot of that, and I really don't care about that. Okay, I have my reasons for why I'm hard on certain players and not hard on other players, and it has nothing to do with the dumb stuff you might be thinking. Um, the things that Angel Reese, there are things that Angel Reese can do at times that annoy me, but it's probably not the same things that annoy you. Like, for example, a missed layup. For example, first of all, she don't just miss layups. Okay, she is defended. Those things are defended. That's number one. I'm more like frustrated with, let's say, her rushing the shot or her deciding to drive at a certain point when it's not a good idea or it's not a good matchup or something like that. More so than just like missing or getting something blocked. Like I'm pissed because somebody got something blocked. Like how do you really go in on somebody about that? You know what I mean? You're in the post and she's really an undersized four. She's just 6'3". You shit, there's guards that are 6'2" and 6'3". You know, um, what I would get upset about is lack of defensive effort, stuff like that, where it look like she doesn't have the motor. Those things that I expect from her to be great at, if she doesn't do those things, if she laps those things, that's what really would bother me. You know what I mean? Like the way I will judge shots is I judge how smart a shot is more so than the result of a shot. You know what I mean? Like if someone has a wide open, they take a wide open three, and they miss. I might be like, you wish they made it, but you're not. I'm not going to kill them for that. Now, if they doing some old fadeaway 3-pointer with two damn defenders on them, and you're just not looking at your teammates and passing it, that's when I'm gonna be ticked off. Or if you're not, you're cold, ice cold, and you still keep taking those type of shots. Like I'm about whether or not the shot is smart or not, more so than the result of the shot. That's what I'm more into. I'm also patient with Angel Reese. I just am when it comes to post moves and those things. Why? Because I know she's working on it. And when the player is working on something, that's a process. I've decided a long time ago with Angel Reese, this was last year, when I saw early on that she needed certain things to work with in her game. And then there's also parts of her game. I also have my theories about why some of these things are more difficult for her. And I haven't always shared them with a lot of you. You know, like for example, I think Angel Reese has a similar issue to what because in Philly we had a player Ben Simmons. Okay, Ben Simmons is a right-handed player. He's a right-handed player who, for some reason, was trained to shoot with his left hand. He shoots his jump shots with his left hand, and it appears that's a similar thing with Angel Reese, right? You wonder why a left-handed shot looks a certain way. It doesn't look like a unbroken or something like that. And I think some of it is partly because she's right-handed, but she's shooting with the left hand. I'm kind of wondering, what is it possible for her to shoot with the right hand? If not, I don't know. But it is that's the type of thing that kind of concerns me. So I'm already having an expectation that isn't really. It's a little different than what y'all might expect. I just look at it from a completely different way and a different angle. Um, so I haven't seen much of a reason. I'm gonna just go crazy, go in on her because I don't see her. Um, Besides certain times where she might have turned the ball over, but some of that is coming from playing a new position, having a new role in an offense, and also having players who aren't used to playing with you. Right? A lot of y'all give Caitlin Clark those excuses last year for the turnovers. Okay, so if that's what you do, then you should be giving the same grace to other players. I mean, if that's the way you judge. But I've chosen to be patient with her. Now, some of y'all want me going in on her to prove some type of like unbiased, and I don't really care if that's what you expect or want. You know, I really don't. I really couldn't care less, to be honest with you. Uh, some of you don't like, my video that I did yesterday, um, and that's okay. You know, they had someone come in the comment section. I like to interact with those who comment, and sometimes the interaction comes in the form of nice still, Tina. And sometimes the interaction comes in the form of me making a follow up video because the content might require more than just something I can type or I'm willing to type. You know, uh, it's damn Liberty, bruh. Phew. And yesterday, the Cheryl swoops, because someone said something that is absurd. That Caitlin Clark's rookie year is better than all of Cheryl Swoop's MVP seasons. And then one of them came back and said, well, it was better than one of them. I would tell you it wasn't better than any of them, you know? And that's because I look at both sides of the floor. You know, Cheryl Swoops in two of those seasons was Defensive Player of the Year to go along with MVP. And there was only one year where that wasn't the case, but even then, when it came to Defensive Player of the Year, she was like, came in second place in that situation. So she very well could have been again. Um, and I don't even know why that surprises y'all. I've told y'all plenty of times the way I evaluate players, who's better than who, what type of players I would take, and so on. And to me, the best type of player in the league, the most valuable type of player, is the two-way player. Um, that's just the best type of player to me because I prioritize scoring. Is the most important thing, and then defense is the second most important thing. And really, they're actually kind of equal, really. If I was to be honest with you, scoring and defense. after these types of things comes playmaking, rebounding, and so on. Right. So anyone who knows that about me should not be shocked that I would have definitely say that a player like Cheryl Swoops is better than a player like CC. Of course, that's what I would say. Some of you may say something different. Why, I don't know. But that's your opinion when you evaluate the game. 45-19, man. I'm about to turn from this. This is a debacle. The York is just too damn good. I already know it's hard for me to root for anything New York. Being from Philly, it's hard to root for anything from New York except for maybe rappers. Rappers, and they got some good damn bagels. Stepped out of bounds. Unbelievable. This damn New York Liberty, boy. Yeah, not playing. So yeah, when it comes to Chicago Sky, man, um, I'm patient with Angel Reese because I know she's working on her deficiencies. I know she is. Ariel Atkins is just now getting started. Um, HVL, I think, will end up with a bigger role than we think. Yeah, and Tyler March, give him a little bit of time to see how he looks as a strategist and so on. We give him a chance to improve over the year. Not calling for jobs, none of that type of stuff yet. But yeah, man, I'll get with y'all later. Peace out.